The reason I got into and started actually creating Mold Brothers was that I actually had a family member who got quite sick due to having mold in their home. And they started looking around because they didn't want to have their whole house torn apart. So they were looking for a better process, something that was a better way to get rid of the mold problem that didn't use toxic chemicals and didn't destroy their home. And they ended up finding out about this process. After that, they kind of went, why isn't this everywhere? And that's where I got involved is somebody has to get this out there. Somebody has to get this process available to people and make it so that everybody can get rid of their mold problems and get a healthy life.
When I looked at what Mold Bros does in the process, it was very, very clear to me that this made a difference.
The most common thing I see with people when they have mold is the body's getting affected by the mold. You have toxins that are produced by that mold that affect the body. That's when you have tiredness, exhaustion, can't sleep, etc. It's when the body starts to lose that battle that you begin to start to have the health issues.
There was times where people were having mold remediation where they ripped the mold out, but the person was still feeling terrible. So the doctor's trying to figure out what's going on, more tests, more tests, more tests, and they did an air quality check and it failed.
They didn't see results. The person didn't get well. They got the remediation done, they spent tens of thousands of dollars, and they didn't get any kind of improvement.
And it was really a time for a change.
Because when you're getting demolition in a house, they're only addressing that one single visible spot. But mold is an airborne problem. Mold doesn't stay in one spot. What mold actually is it's a little tiny microscopic plant. And when you're looking at a visible spot, you're actually looking at an entire forest. The mold plant is microscopic. It's actually down at the same size as bacteria and viruses. So what happens and what actually affects the body is that mold, the plant, in the process of trying to eat and break things down, is actually producing chemicals. Those chemicals release and affect the human body, and they get everywhere throughout a home. The other thing that occurs is that plant is constantly sending off little seeds that are going out trying to find new places to grow. This is similar to like a dandelion. If you pick up a dandelion and you blow it, you'll see this little seeds spread and go everywhere. That's similar to what mold is doing on a constant basis. The reason that it actually works when we're treating a place primarily is because we're addressing the entire issue. We're not just looking at one physical thing that we see and trying to just remove and rip that out. That's the old way.
For an industry that had basically, for as long as anybody can remember, not really treating the problem, but actually just handling a symptom.
We've worked with a lot of doctors, and the reason they really like our system is because when you're getting demolition in a house, they're only addressing that one single visible spot. But mold is an airborne problem. Mold doesn't stay in one spot.
What Mold Bros does in the process would make a huge difference in the lives of our customers.
We're actually addressing the entire home and addressing the entire issue so the person can get well.
There's several steps we take to make sure you're safe.
The first step anytime we're coming into a home to address a mold situation is to actually find out why. If we don't find out why and we don't correct that, the mold's just going to come back.
We've got some very, very expensive high-tech equipment that'll actually look inside the walls and look behind and see your plumbing and see what's in the walls. We'll actually show it to you. We'll point it at the wall and show you where the studs of the wall are. You can actually see right through. And what we're looking for is sources of moisture, sources where there might be water, a leaky pipe, anything like that, because we're trying to find out what caused it. Once that's identified, and it's usually a simple fix. It's just, we need more Freon in the AC, or you got a bit of a leak here, or we need to fix this, or maybe there's nothing wrong. Maybe it was a leak from 5 years ago and it's just now colonizing even though it's been in the air for the last 5 years. First thing we're looking for is the cause. And then we sterilize everything. Sterilize the environment and basically everything in the air. We come in and we make it hospital safe, hospital quality, hospital sterile. When we sterilize an environment, it's an emphasis on the word sterilize. Because you can go up on the internet and oh my God, what you're going to get when you try and Google, how do I kill mold? How do I handle mold? You can go to the grocery store and you can find a disinfectant, where you can spray and you get a little black mold in the shower and you put a little bleach on it, it wipes up. So it's mildew. But when you start looking at a mold colony and you know that it's in the air, you're not going to want a disinfectant anymore. You're looking for a sterilant. Now the difference is a sterilant actually handles the microscopic stuff in the air. It sterilizes. This is hospital grade. The sterilant was originally a liquid used to clean up the dialysis machines and purify them and sanitize them. And then later on, we've actually turned it into a small vapor, or a gas, if you will, where the atoms are so small it permeates into the plaster or any porous material, into the clothing, into the fabric. It actually gets inside of everything because mold goes out everywhere in the air and our sterilant goes out everywhere in that same air. After we're done sterilizing the entire environment, everywhere, in the AC ducts, anywhere where air goes, we're going into the attic, we're taking care of the garage, we'll open the windows of the car, we're getting everything. The next thing we have to do is protect you. We actually put a microscopic coating everywhere. And what that is we use what's called a growth inhibitor. It kills things as it comes in. It inhibits growth of new mold, bacteria, and viruses. So it's ongoing protection. The patented process to make that small enough to go into anything that's porous, including like plaster, is something that we did a great investment in the right kind of tools, the right kind of compressors, and a tremendous amount of knowledge and learning to be able to apply it just right, with just the right pressure for the amount of square feet. We're very highly trained, and that's why we have the exclusive license to deliver it. So what we've done is we've found the cause and fixed it. We've sterilized everything in your home or business, the air, every square inch of it, and now we're going to protect you from it starting again. It's a 1-2-3 punch that nobody else out there does. So the moment we're done, any of that mold that's now in the air sporing that we might have missed, we're going to do an air quality check right then and there. And if there's any sign of it, we immediately turn around, come back, and retreat, no charge. We are getting a passing air quality check, period, end of report. This is really, really different. I mean, I've had a lot of people where they'll say I have mold there, and then somebody will come in and rip it out or demolish the house. So they moved into a hotel, they got it all removed, and then they did an air quality check and it failed. And so the response is, well, out comes the estimate book and a whole new estimate happens. We don't do that. The estimate you got from us is for an entirely pure home or business, period. We don't quit until you've got a passing air quality check.
Quite often we get the question, how come there's no one else around doing it? And the reason is that we exclusively license the technology and the use of it in Southern Florida. We want to make sure that a really good job is being done every single time. And that's something that we do, and we've been doing it for a long time. We've treated thousands of homes.
So here's the deal. It's the new frontier. This is the new technology. This is how you make sure you're safe. Call us and ask all your questions. We're wide open book. Thanks for coming to our site. What we did is we put a ton of information here about how to sterilize your home, your business, what mold is, how to handle mold, how to handle pathogens, coronavirus, bacteria. Everything that we've done here is to educate you, because the purpose of our company is to provide clean, safe environments for families to do well, for kids to get good grades, for everybody to be able to be healthy. You know, we got organic vegetables, good clean water, and now we can actually have that same degree of comfort and safety with our air. Our entire website's designed to show you how that is. Navigate it, chat with us, email us, call us, ask any questions. We look forward to helping you and answering your questions.